This program is about how babies move and develop during the first year of life. You'll learn new observation skills and develop an understanding of how babies move, communicate, and learn. Videotaped from the baby's perspective, you'll see the baby's self-initiated movements as they naturally occur. Babies are subtle in their movements and communication. What is often described as baby play is actually the groundwork for amazing body-mind organization and movement development. In a supportive environment, babies become self-motivated learners. Moving effectively in their world provides the means for babies to develop their whole potential. Right from the beginning, you can see how the baby's movement is sequenced through the body in patterns. Review the tape several times and you will learn to recognize all the subtle movements described. This video will provide you with a new understanding of how babies move, how movement informs babies of who they are, and how they communicate to others. Uncurling its arms and legs, the 1-month-old is already more extended than the newborn. The baby can turn its head to both sides and lies primarily with its head resting to one side. Developing in close relationship to the Earth's pull, babies progress to shift their weight, yield, and push away from the force of gravity. Learning begins with gravity and the body, and each anti-gravity movement clarifies the baby's connection to this force. At this early stage, these self-directed explorers are already discovering how each part of their body moves, the relationship of their arms and legs to each other, and where each part is in space. Babies can feel the position of their arms with eyes closed or without looking. Mara moves her hand to touch the back of her head. Mara's eyes shift in the direction of her own touch. Babies focus on specific sensations. At this age, these sensing, feeling, animated babies are curious and interested in their own body processes and experiences. Colum receives a lot of internal and external sensation from mouthing his hand, extending and flexing his arm, the texture of the surface, and watching the movement of his hand. Successful hand-to-mouth explorations contribute to the baby's developing body awareness and is a way babies can soothe themselves. A sound captures Mara's attention, the movement of her eyes synchronized to the rhythmic sound she hears. Searching for the sound, Mara's desire is to see what she hears. Mara is preparing to turn her head in the direction of the sound. Matching what she sees with what she hears integrates her expectation with her experience. Vocalizing, turning toward and away from stimulation are the baby's pre-verbal communication cues that express their curiosity, interest, and pleasure. Babies can support themselves for short periods of time on forearms with fisted hands. Babies can briefly maintain their head in midline. Mara has very good head and neck control, which enhances her developing visual control. The baby's eyes are beginning to converge, to work together. They contract from the periphery to pass midline, and the baby follows the toy with more awareness of the periphery. Babies wave, circle, and cycle their arms and exercise a variety of kicking patterns, which enhance their motor development. Sensing the movement of their arms and legs contributes to the baby's kinesthetic awareness, informing them where each part of their body is and how it is moving. A loud telephone ring stimulates the startle reflex. Primitive reflexes begin to disappear as they are coordinated into more voluntary control. With surprise, Mara looks at the blue figure, but it is the red figure she prefers. The baby's head-eye-hand coordination has already developed so they can actively focus, reach out, and direct their aim to contact a specific color, shape, or figure. Reaching into space with a closed hand provides more control, and Mara twirls the little red figure. The twirling figure sustains Mara's interest. At 3 months, babies are quite content to explore their world in a contained space, defined by the reach of their arms and legs. Symmetrical postures allow the baby to bring their arms across their chest, to clasp and play with their hands together. The baby's feet and legs begin to mirror their arms and hands. Colum reaches with both hands to explore his mother's face and vocalizes. In a flexed posture, Colum moves in and out of side lying. With 2 hands now, babies enjoy touching and pulling toys. With both hands, Colum grapples with the whale. With improved head control and increased spinal extension developing from the head downward, the pelvis lowers, allowing the baby to support themselves on their forearms. 3-month-old babies are more alert and aware of their environment beyond their immediate body space. Mara smiles at her grandmother across the room. Babies are beginning to tuck their chin and maintain their head in midline. Tucking her chin enables Mara to look down at her knees. Holding her hands and feet, Mara's mother names the parts of her body that Mara is exploring.
Mara's belly button, round and round it goes.
Reaching with both hands together and tucking their chin to maintain their head in midline enhance the baby's social interactions. The 4-month-old can fully extend their spine, reach with their hands away from their body, and extend their legs into space. The baby alternately swims on its belly and pushes up on their hands, beginning to extend their elbows. Babies can clasp their hands together and look down at their hands. Babies can briefly bring both hands under their chin, supported on their elbows. Active head flexion and hand-to-hand interactions are part of the baby's midline development. Babies scratch surfaces to activate the muscles of the hands, preparing them for functional grasping skills. While playing, Mara makes a clicking sound in her mouth that causes her to smile at herself. Is it the sensation in her mouth or the sound she hears? Perhaps it is both sensations and the fact that she did it that delights her. In self-motivated play, babies begin and end their own play episodes. Mara actively focuses on the yellow link. Pre-shaping her hand actions requires Mara's conscious attention. Mara uses 3 grasps to get the color she wants. Mastery of movement at each stage of development allow babies to focus on their activity, creating the possibility for more advanced function. Mara has her eye on the color she wants and smiles. She clasps the yellow link between her 4th and 5th fingers. Purposeful grasp of a toy occurs before voluntary release. Mara uses a pulling action to release the chain. Mara brings her arm in closer to her body. With concentrated attention, Mara practices pre-shaping her thumb and index finger and clasps one end of the link. Reaching with her mouth, Mara grasps the middle of the link. Mara holds the link in one hand and her mouth. Without looking, Mara can grasp the link with her other hand. With 3 grasps, Mara successfully holds the link with both hands and her mouth. With bright eyes, Mara looks up to share her mastery. Babies can raise their knees higher and maintain an anti-gravity posture of their legs. They can reach down and hold their knees with both hands, developing their body awareness. 4-month-old babies shift their weight sideways to support themselves on one arm, freeing the other hand for reaching. Developing head and trunk control in this position often leads to the baby overreaching in early weight shift. Mara is moved to the actions described in the song her mother sings. Lateral head righting brings the baby's head and torso to the vertical position and mouth to the horizontal position in relationship to gravity. We are going to follow a baby group with Mara, Gabrielle, and James. James is watching the other babies with curiosity and interest. Gabrielle rolls in a sequential pattern. At 5 months, babies keep arms and legs together when rolling from their back to their side. Lying on their side is a more dynamic and challenging position for the baby. The 5-month-old begins to separate its arms from its legs and the legs from each other, preparing for new body coordinations. Babies are beginning to lift and laterally right their heads against gravity. While playing inside lying, a variety of postures can occur. Babies can reach and bring their feet to hands and feet to mouth, continuing their tactile body explorations. Overcoming gravity, babies can extend their elbows and knees and hold on to their feet without rolling. Babies can cross their midline to play with 2 hands on 1 foot. Prone is a functional play position for the active 5-month-old. In this position, babies can support themselves on their hands and extend their elbows, release their arms, and support themselves on forearms, shifting their weight to each side. They can alternate between these positions and the swimming posture. Babies enjoy practicing this swimming activity, alternately extending and flexing their elbows and knees in space. Rocking on their bellies is essential to developing muscles for rolling over, standing up, and walking. James is developing strength in relationship to gravity. He moves his whole body by pushing with both hands. James can lift his whole body up off the ground and support himself on all 4 limbs with open hands and extended elbows. In prone, the 5-month-old baby practices a variety of weight shift patterns, first initiated in the upper limbs and progressing down to the lower limbs. A dramatic development for the baby is to visually reach out toward their goals. Babies now progress from the frog leg posture to practice a new reaching pattern. The push of the foot supports the baby's reach of their hand on the same side of the body. Gabrielle flings a toy giraffe down to the floor and successfully grasps and picks it up. Gabrielle can hold this soft, lightweight toy easily in her hand. Early throwing is seen as a flinging movement to release toys. When adults play at the baby's level, they can coordinate their participation with the baby's play intentions. Learning begins with gravity and the body. In a contained space, babies are able to move in a variety of postures. Babies explore extending and flexing their whole body, as well as each part of their body, which contributes to their developing body awareness.